All right.
It's on?
Is it on?
Test.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I wanted to thank everybody that came. Just wanted to thank you all for coming.
Okay. Deep breath. You got it. Take a deep breath. Right here. Thank you all for coming.
Just wanted to thank you all for coming.
You all meant a lot to my father.
I know that you all meant a lot to my father.
I'm gonna miss him terribly.
And I know that we're all gonna miss him terribly. It's,
It was a good support team.
but with positive energy, we can get through this together.
Yep.
And it's not easy losing your dad when you're only 16. But
God has a plan for everybody.
God has a plan for everybody. And I gotta stay strong for him. Because it's what he wanted. He never wanted anybody to be sad. And I know that I'm sad right now, but it's what I have to do to get through this. Again, thank you all for coming. I know it's not easy, but we can get through this. Thank you.
Okay.
Here we go. You can stand here. You can stand here.
I don't even know where to begin with this. It still seems so unreal to me. Sometimes it hurts so bad that it stops hurting at all. I think that's where I am at this point, numb. It happens until something makes you feel again, and then it all comes back. My dad was the best man I've ever known. Our relationship was unexplainable. Best friends? Yeah. Soulmates? Yeah. I know that doesn't sound right, but let me explain. My dad completed my heart as I helped complete his. We couldn't picture life without one another. He was my other half, indefinitely. He completely understood me, and as long as we are separated, there will be a hole in my heart
You got it.
that cannot be filled. A bond I will never have with anyone else, and a heart that will never recover. It doesn't matter what I do or what I say, as much as I want him to. He's in a better place.
That's suffering anymore.
I think that's something I'm just gonna have to get used to. I was definitely blessed with the best for 21 years, but here I am wishing for 21 more, plus an infinity. I'm trying to have a more positive outlook on this entire situation, but some days are definitely harder than others. I truly believe that real loss is only possible when you love someone more than yourself. That is exactly how I felt about my father. I never wanted him to leave. It was the hardest thing I've ever been faced with. But you know what allowed me to tell him to let go? I was so happy at the fact that my dad would finally be free from all the pain and suffering he had endured for a long 7 months. I was okay with the fact that I'd have the best angel looking over me each step I took. So here I am to thank all of you for coming out to do the same. I have survived. I'm confused, screwed up, and angry, but I am here. Our life together was the definition of a true home. I love you. I always will. Goodbye, Dad.
Now you're going to offer them the microphone to say.
If anyone wants to come up and say anything or share any stories about my dad, you can either come up here or we'll bring the mic to you. Just put your hand up and we'll come to you.
Happy fast. Nobody wants to talk?
Yeah, interesting.
Darius. Oh, look who's coming. Ashley? Kyle, Troy? Trevor? Kyle, Troy,
Hold on. I see who wants to talk.
Kyle, Troy, and Trevor? Because Darius is coming. Trevor, Kyle, Troy, Ashley?
Kyle.
I think Ashley went to the restroom, but that's okay. Trevor?
Ashley.
Trevor?
Trevor.
Come up here. Ashley?
She right there.
You got this, honey. You got this.
We got it. Hello, everyone. My name is Darius Barker, and I'm representing the O'Brien, Bullock, Koehn family. Glenn, also the Glenn family. First off, I would like to thank a couple people who put this thing together. Of course, Patty, Kim, Bob Torres, Mark, Greg, Sunshine Foods, Marnie and Jen, Maria and Martha,
Michael for the music.
Michael.
The girls. Cassandra, Angelica.
I just want to thank everybody that listens too long, and she keeps telling me people. So, as you see on the stage, we have the O'Brien and Bullock family. For a lot of y'all who don't know, Rich was our next door neighbor, but he was more than a neighbor. He was our family.
Got it.
His span with the O'Brien family is over 20 years long. It was a great relationship. I came in on the tail end of it about 9 years ago. Richard has seen these young men grow up to be grown men. From saying, "Hey, Rich, where you going? What are you doing? Does Kim know you're going?"
Out the window. Out the bedroom window.
To him being Uncle Rich to Ashley, and to also him being Patty's best friend. Rich was an incredible man. He had many interests, and I know as a person he taught me a lot, not only about life, about music, about food, everything. He was real knowledgeable man. Sports, of course. But a lot of people don't know this. Rich was an excellent Jeopardy player. No, seriously. Me and Rich would sit in the front room nightly and play Jeopardy against each other. And I couldn't figure it out. Like the first year I was playing, I'm like, man, how's he answering the questions before Alex even gets the thing out? And I'm like, how does he do that? So I stepped back, started watching him closely, and he was a speed reader. So as soon as the question come up, he already read the question, and he knew it. But me and Rich had a lot of good times. He had a lot of good times with the O'Briens. They have many memories of him, with him. It's totally gonna be different Sunday. Him not around for football. This coming football season, it's totally gonna be different. But we'll make it through. We'll make it through. Because I know he's over watching us and guiding us. To the Koehn family, the whole family, we're still here for you. The O'Brien, Barker, Bullock family, we're still here for you no matter what. We're family. Even though we're not blood related, we're family. And we'll always be here for you. So I'm going to end it with this. If this was a Jeopardy show and Alex is about to ask a question, and he says, "What's the definition of a great man?" My response would be, Richard Koehn.
You gonna do this?
Yeah.
Behind you with a big list of things to read off. Got you, brother.
I know. Okay. All right, so my dad, Richard, he was the only person that I looked up to every day. He wasn't only just my father, but he was my guide and my savior. Whenever I had a problem, either life-wise or school-wise, he always knew what to do, no matter what it was. And he always knew right from wrong. He just, for some reason, wisest person I ever knew. Whenever I was sad, he would just hug me and tell me that everything's okay. And that's one thing that nobody can do like him, is comfort me. He was just so happy to be around with. His smile just made everything better. And every day when I came home, he was always just sitting in his recliner like always, watching either the Giants or the 49ers.
History Channel.
Or the History Channel. One of the three, definitely. And he always smiled at me and he said, "How's your day?" And I know that's not much, but at least I know he cared. Because some people just don't. And guaranteed we all have bad days. Some we even named the worst day, but we know they're probably not. But his smile just kind of took away that title. Worst day just became, yeah, I got to see my dad smile. And that smile was truly a gift from God, because no matter how sad you were or how bad things could get, that smile always made things better. He truly taught me everything that I know and love today. He taught me how to be wise, responsible, and most importantly, mature. No other person on this earth could have taught me the things that he taught me. Not a single person. He gave me many opportunities that I thought I would never open up to. Now, I know this is gonna sound absolutely insane, but when I was younger, and you guys know this, I hated music. And that is pretty damn ironic for a guy who was all into music. I hated it. No matter what genre, no matter who was made by, hated it. Turn off the radio, I don't want to listen to it. Trust me, I have no idea why, considering I'm in a choir. But after years of hearing the Beach Boys, the Beatles, and mostly just him playing his guitar and singing as he would every once in a while, it just encouraged me to really give it a chance, to try it out, because, as I said, I just hated it. I never gave it a chance. And you can bet it was probably one of the best decisions that I ever made, because music offers a release from everything cruel in this world. It can help you become happy when things are looking grim. And it can help you grieve when you simply can't. Ever since he passed, I find myself kind of in a wanting to grieve. I just want to let it all out, but I can't. And some music just helps me get it out. And singing in the Napa High Choir for the past 2 years now has really taught me just how amazing music can really be. It can go from being how great life is, how amazing God is, and at the same time, it can go to how cruel this world can be. And I've sung songs of both. And it really opens up out of your mind of the other sides of this world that you just don't really understand. And even though music is just music, it can teach you a lot of things. Secondly, he taught me right from wrong. Like I said before, he was the wisest person that I ever knew. He always knew what decision to make and also how to choose it. He always thought before his actions, and I do know a lot of people that don't think before they do, but he always thought it through. He always knew exactly what to do in any situation, and he always knew how to do it right. Any situation, no matter what time, where it is, he always knew what to do. And finally, he taught me the meaning of respect and trust. He showed me how to stand out from any other kid. He showed me how to treat any human being just how they should be treated. He also taught me who to trust in this world of endless types of people, because in our lifetime we come across many more types of people than we can ever count. And being in school for almost 11 years now, I've come across thousands upon thousands of people that I never even knew existed. I never knew that that type of personality could even exist. And he always taught me how to trust people, because being a kid in elementary school, when he first taught me how to trust, you don't know a lot of things. And so when you look at somebody, you think that they're probably the same as you. You can trust them with anything. You can tell them a secret. You can tell them who you have a crush on. Later, do you find out that that secret is spread across the entire school? Guaranteed it's happened to me, but it's happened to at least 99% of the people that have ever gone to school. You think you can trust somebody? Deja vu. And coming across many people, I found a lot of people who I can trust. I found a lot of people who I could trust with anything, and I found some people that I couldn't trust for not even a paperclip. They were just that cruel. But if there's one thing that my dad taught me, it's to never let anybody tell you what to do. Now, I'm sure that we've all done things that were stupid, but being a kid, we didn't know what the hell it was. Somebody tells you to throw a paper airplane across the class, why the hell not? You gotta enjoy your youth while you're at it. And being a kid, you don't know right from wrong, and before you know it, you got its attention. You didn't even have to hit anybody, just the teacher seen the paper plane fly across the class, that gets you in trouble. So, and after a while of telling my dad, why I did this or why I did that, I just said, because so-and-so told me to do it. I was a kid, I didn't know any better. So, I just remember after one of the situations, I can't remember, there were countless, and he just looked me in my eyes and told me, don't let anyone ever tell you what to do. This taught me how to be a man and never let anybody ever control me again. Because I know we're all gonna experience, somebody's gonna tell you, do that. And you just might wanna say no. I don't like this, I don't approve of this, I'm not gonna do it. But when you're younger, you simply just don't have the voice, you don't have the confidence, you just don't have the strength. And so when I was a young age, he just really taught me how to be a man and not let anybody tell me what to do. And I know for a fact that there were many more great things that he could have told me, but he never did because he simply didn't have the time. But for the things that he did teach me, I owe him everything that has shaped me into the man that I am right now. And the only way I'm going to be truly proud of myself, the only way that I can say that I made my dad happy, is if I teach the same things that he taught me to my kids, but not only my kids, but every other Koehn that will be born. Because these things that he taught me have truly helped me every day. Without him, I would truly be nothing. I would be a kid without manners. I would be making wrong decisions all the time. I would just be completely opposite of who I am now. I would have no respect of anybody, and I would have no wisdom of what's in this world. So, for the 16 and a half years that I knew him, I truly thank him.
Yes.
I love you, Dad.
I'm gonna open the mic up. So.
Jessie. Oh, there she goes. She had to take a nap. Good job, Bob. Thanks. Big, strong man.
I'm coming. Thank you, Jared. Hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jessie Koehn. I am married to Michael Koehn, the elder Koehn brother. I've been to many a memorial, and one thing that stands out the most are the memories. It's amazing, all the good times, the fun times that are remembered. Nothing ever bad is remembered at a memorial. You don't want anything bad remembered at a memorial unless it makes you laugh. I think the reason for this is that the memories and the good and the fun times are what helps get us through something like this. My fondest memory, and I have plenty, believe me, being in this family for 40 years, but the best one that I remember of Richard is singing. Not in one of his bands, but while watching the Eagles special earlier this year. My daughter and I came down, or up I should say, from Los Angeles and stayed with the family, and there was an Eagles special on TV. And Richard began singing. He began singing like Richard does, and it made me feel at peace because that's the Richard that I know. I told this to Kim, my sister. She'll always be my sister. She said that her granddaughter calls him Rich the Singing Man. I thought, well, how appropriate is that? So my bro, who will always be my bro, the Singing Man, I think that's how many of us will remember him, Richard just singing. I'd like to read something from my husband, Michael. It's about his brother, Richard, who he loved dearly. So here goes. You're going to hear a lot of things about Richard, and there is a lot to be said. He was a very good man, a good son, a good brother, a good father, just good, period. But I'm not going to go over things that you might already know. I just wanted to touch on a few things that I knew about him that might help explain why he is so special to all of us. Richard is 10 years younger than me, and I was too old to spend a lot of time with him as he grew up and went through adolescence. But I do have many good memories of Richard. A few things that come to mind, and are they always? They are always the flash of a smile, the lanky younger brother with the perfect surfer blonde hair and the sweetness of his singing. Something I heard last on a fall trip to the Russian River, where I saw Richard sitting alone in a room, singing his heart out to a song by Dawes. So many songs. Maybe one of the earliest attractions to music was to a song Ricky Nelson sang on the Ozzie and Harriet show called That's All She Wrote, in which the lyrics, misinterpreted for years, everything on All Summer Long and Today and Pet Sounds, a tribute to which he carried along on the back of his car in the form of a personalized license plate. These were records that affirmed that music could be youthful and fun and also captured the aching beauty of adolescent longing. They became the soundtracks of our young lives. Later, there were bands like the Raspberries, Honk, Pablo Cruz, Jules and the Polar Bears, and the Rubinoos that he was fond of, and his taste in music was vast. He always had an encyclopedic memory when it came to things like lyrics and even the most obscure tunes. Now, to paraphrase Van Morrison's lyrics, he will never grow so old again. There were many memorable family moments sitting around on Christmas morning, eating Smarties and Crunchy Bars, or reading the comics compilations like Or Willie and the Bruins that had been sent over by family in the British Isles. A family taco night with a lazy Susan full of all the makings was prelude to a night of television that included favorite shows like Bonanza, The Lieutenant, and on Saturday mornings, Richard might slip away from his chores for a few minutes to watch Lloyd Thaxton's show, Shindig, Hullabaloo, and the Three Stooges. And by the way, Philip holds the family honor for eating the most tacos on taco nights. I just want to throw that in. There were the battles playing football on the Stockton Street Gridiron, and known as our front yard, where Richard famously punched Brother Philip in the mouth and knocked out his front tooth over a dispute about who was going to get the crazy legs Hirsch. So much to be said, and words seem so inadequate. Richard was all the things you've seen and heard about, and he was more. And the final analysis of a man's life can be measured by the number of people he touches, the people whose lives he made better in even the most subtle ways. It could have been a shout of encouragement during a football, It could have been a stout, I'm thinking of beer. It could have been a shout of encouragement during a football game, a smile and a nod of approval when you hit the chord exactly right and the band suddenly clicked. Or the time Richard offered you a job, even if you had no experience, and showed he had faith in you to succeed. So today we gather not to mourn what has been subtracted from our lives, not our loss, but rather what has been added to our lives by knowing Richard. You all have memories and moments. Sometimes it was brief, and sometimes the friendship lasted decades. It may be something personal or something that is well known about him. And as long as we have those memories, he is still alive in us, smiling at us from a place somewhere where the summers are sunny and endless and the harmonies are always perfect.
Hello. In 1983, I was hired to be a teacher in St. Helena. I was young, not super experienced, but Rich was in my class, and he taught me a lot about what we're going to be doing. In fact, he was the teacher, and I was just the follower. It was great information. We did the yearbook, and we bonded together, and he was a very kind, caring, creative, inventive person. I think he's always been with me. I got to see him actually the day before he passed away, and I was upset that evening by myself. I taught for 37 years, 35 in St. Helena, but there's some people just stand out as being outstanding and special, and Rich is one of those people. I was so sad that he passed away, and he knew he had a disease and that was not going to be cured, but he was a very